Most of us wish to marry once in a lifetime to the right person. In Japan, a man's devotion to his late wife was proven by a remarkable act. He rented an empty apartment for over 2 decades to preserve the truth. He is Satoru Takaba. In 1995, he was 39 years old. He was married to a 28-year-old woman named Namiko. After marriage to him, her name changed to be Namiko Takaba. Despite the 11-year age gap, they were known as a loving and happy family, well liked by the neighbors. In 1999, they have been married for 4 years and blessed with a 2-year-old son. As they achieved financial stability, Satoru Takaba signed a contract for a new condominium. They planned to move in with Namiko's mother, who had raised her as a single parent, so they could finally all live together. On 13 November 1999, 32-year-old Namiko Takaba was at home with her toddler. She had just returned from a dermatologist's appointment, and then she visited her mother that lived separated from her family. At 11:30, she arrived back at her apartment in Nishi Ward, Aichi Prefecture. At 12:40, Namiko was on the phone with the landlord's wife, who was also her friend. During the call, Namiko mentioned that someone had arrived at her door and told her friend that she would call her back later. But Namiko never called her again. Concerned, the landlord's wife went to check on Namiko at 4:10 o'clock in the afternoon. She found the door unlocked and stepped inside. The television was still on. The bowl of miso soup and a soggy instant noodle left unfinished on the table. And then she discovered a horrific scene. Namiko was lying in a pool of blood from the wounds on her neck. Her 2-year-old son was standing right there beside her. Miraculously, the boy was uninjured, so he was likely the sole witness of his mother's incident. Satoru Takaba rushed home at 6:10 in the afternoon after receiving the news. The police immediately began a forensic investigation and found the evidence that emphasized this was a murder crime. The first one, they found a half-drunk bottle of milk, a brand that they'd never seen before. The specific brand was not sold in the area. Satoru Takaba himself said it was not sold in the neighborhood. And it was proven that specific brand was sold 30 kilometers away from the apartment, suggesting it was left by the perpetrator. The second one, they're running the test for the blood and found another type of blood that doesn't belong to Namiko. This blood type was B, and it confirmed that was not Namiko's. The trail of blood also found on the hallway to the park around there, but it disappeared near the tap at the park, confirmed that Namiko defended herself from the attack of the perpetrator and wounded her attacker. The other evidence of this crime was multiple shoe prints laid out from the apartment onto the street. The shoe print was 24 centimeters long. Reports indicate the shoes were likely manufactured in South Korea. However, even from all of this evidence, the police still couldn't catch the perpetrator. They even interviewed people that roaming around at the park. Around 5,000 people interviewed the visitors of the park, the neighbors, and the residents around the crime scene. The police sending their officers up to 100,000 over the years of investigation. The authorities also spread the sketches of the perpetrator's face. For 26 years, Satoru Takaba refused to let the case go cold. He continued to distribute leaflets at the train station and public places. Most remarkably, Satoru kept paying the rent for the apartment where the murder occurred at Nishi Ward, Aichi Prefecture. He kept it exactly as it was on the tragic day, hoping that one day the forensic technology would solve the mystery. Over 26 years, he spent over 20 million yen, approximately $145,000 in rent for an empty home. This murder case was remained a court case for 26 years. However, Aichi Prefectural Police decided to re-examine investigative document concerning the incident and selected several hundred people whom the investigator deemed necessary for further questioning. The investigation began narrowing down from 5,000 people to those who had a connection with Satoru Takaba. In the murder cases, the perpetrator is often someone close to the victim or the family. During the re-investigation in August 2025, the police requested to run a DNA test from a woman named Kumiko Yasufuku. She was 69 years old in 2025. The police asked for her DNA sample to be tested for several times, but she declined every request. The police couldn't force her to undergo a DNA test if she refused. On 30 October 2025, Yasufuku eventually agreed. She came to Nishi police station and submitted her DNA sample. The result confirmed a match between her DNA and the blood authorities found at the crime scene 26 years prior. As you may recall, the type B blood that didn't belong to Namiko Takaba was confirmed to be Kumiko Yasufuku's. After she surrendered herself on 30 October 2025, the police officially arrested her on the next day, 31 October 2025. Kumiko Yasufuku said she had been anxious every day for 26 years. She felt tormented every year on the day she committed the murder towards Namiko Takaba. She admitted that she never had a direct connection to Namiko Takaba, but apparently she was a former classmate of Satoru Takaba. She had harbored unrequited feelings for Satoru Takaba. He admitted they met again at the reunion after 20 years of losing contact. Up to this day, Kumiko Yasufuku herself never publicly admitted her motive of murdering Namiko Takaba. This case was finally uncovered after 26 years, not only because of the relentless pursuit of the authorities, but also due to the genuine efforts from Satoru Takaba and the family. He kept the crime scene intact for decades and tirelessly distributed leaflets in public places. He also joined Soranokai, a group called Heavenly Gathering, a victims' families group. The arrest brings hope to the victims' family who are still seeking for justice. The efforts of the families like his also led the amendment of Japan's Criminal Procedures Act, effectively removing the statute of limitation for murder. The statute of limitation in Japan was previously 15 years. It was extended to 25 years in 2005, and in 2010, Japan officially abolished it for murder cases. According to the previous rules, the statute of limitation of Namiko Takaba's case was expired in 2014. However, thanks to the new legislation, the case remained active allowing for the reinvestigation that led to the arrest of Kumiko Yasufuku in 2025. With this amendment, the murder cases can now be re-examined at any time. Coupled with advancement in investigative technology, this change ensures that justice is served for the victims and provides the psychological closure for the family who have lost their loved ones.